Hey, come over here. I need some assistance taking out this opponent.
Drag and drop the Silent Wave faction card from the bottom left onto the board, and we can win this battle. To survive the streets of Novus, you must learn quickly. Let's run a machine simulation to learn the ropes. Every match begins with 6 community cards. Each card has a value and community sector. If you have any issues telling the difference between the card color, in this simulation, the machine is making the first move. Let's see what it does. The machine took the underground 8, and now the score is 0 to 8. You can see the scores at the top of the screen on the left and the right. A new card has been drawn to the board. This is called the end of turn card, and it will be drawn once a turn has been completed. It's your turn to go. You score points on the left side of the board, so the left side is yours. The right side will always be the opponent. At the start of every turn, you choose one card from the center of the board, known as the neutral area. This will be your starting card. Choose one now and try to get a higher score than the machine. You moved a card to your allies row. Doing that locks the card in place and it can never be touched again. Select a starting card from the neutral area, which is the center of the board, at the beginning of every turn. Choose one now for your last turn. Your score is the sum of all card values on your side of the board. Whichever player has the higher score at the end of all rounds wins the match. After choosing your starting card and placing it in its starting location, it may move other cards on the board. Movements on your starting card tell you the communities of the card it moves. Direction of the movement, positive or the plus sign, means towards your side, while negative or the minus sign means away from you, and how many rows it moves the card in that direction. For example, if you have a law enforcer movement on your starting card, it would move the law enforcer plus 1 row to your recruit's row. Go ahead and choose your starting card. Once your starting card has been selected, all movements must be completed if possible. Remember, the plus sign is towards you, the minus is away from you. You may skip movements if that community is not in play or cannot be moved. Your turn is ended, and an end of turn card has been added. At the start of every turn, there must be at least 3 cards in the neutral area. 2 more cards have been added to take care of that. The machine chose a card with a union, religion, and law enforcer. You have a law enforcer on your side. It's taken the law enforcer from you. There go your points. Try to use that same strategy against it if you can. There are new icons showing on these cards. They're called draw icons. It's your turn again. Remember to check all the movements on the possible starting cards to maximize your move. If you choose a card you just moved a card with a draw icon on it. Any card moved out of the neutral area with these icons will draw a card for each icon moved. This happens after the move phase has ended. To complete the move phase, you must complete all possible movements on your starting card. These movements can affect cards anywhere in play, as long as they are not protected. Since 4 draw icons in total were moved out of the neutral area, 4 new cards will be drawn to the board. As always, 1 additional card is drawn to mark the end of your turn. One more round to go. Let's see if we can finish the job. Now it's time to learn how to use faction cards. I bet you've been waiting for this. The machine will go first. It's chosen a powerful starting card, which can move a lot of high-valued cards. It is common in Master of Wills for big leads to happen, but don't worry, you can always come back. A new icon has appeared on some of the cards. This is called the faction icon. The only way to play one of the powerful faction cards in your hand is to choose a starting card that has the faction icon on it. Choose one now. Good news! You will draw and play one faction card from your hand once you finish your move phase, because you selected a starting card with a faction icon. Since your starting card had a faction icon on it, you will now draw a faction card from your deck to your hand and play one. Each faction card is different. You may tap on each card to read its rule. When ready, drag a faction card into play. Killed cards are placed in the afterlife. You can tap the Afterlife icon at any time to see these cards. You can also see previously played faction cards by tapping on the discard icons. Once you've explored this area, press the X to close the panel. It's your turn. Choose a starting card and make your moves. Remember to choose a starting card with a faction icon on it if you want to play a faction card from your hand. Complete your move phase now. Check it out, you drew an epic card. These are typically more powerful cards than the previous action card you played. Factional Mayhem is a bit of a gamble, but he has very high upside. Tap him to read his rule and then play him. It's the last turn, and you're on your own. Remember, if you select a starting card without a faction icon on it, you cannot complete your move phase now. One of your legendary cards, Third Eye, and he controls many areas of the board. Read his rule to find out how powerful he can be, then play him. During this training simulation, you will learn about special cards, including lasting and round effects. The machine has made its moves. You've learned the basics. Now it's your turn. You got this. Your opponent's recruits row is full of government cards. You have 3 lasting effect cards in your hand. Choose one and play it on their recruits row by dragging the card and dropping it onto that row. You've placed a lasting effect on a row. It will affect that row until the end of the match unless it's removed first. The machine has played a black mirror on your row. This lasting effect drew a union card marker. All union cards in that row will move to the opposite row on the opponent's side. your turn. Let's try to remove the machine's lasting effect. Play a faction card with the Remove Special power. Remember, tap the faction cards in your hand to read the rule. Drag one of these faction cards and drop it onto the opponent's black mirror. You drew an epic card again. It's a round effect. These cards are short duration effects that trigger at certain moments. This one is called Rebecca Rose. Read her rule and then play her. Rebecca Rose can randomly move a card now and has additional effects during your next turn.